All right, we live in an era when many in our government cannot or will not answer the question, what is a woman? Even as the Biden administration attempts to rewrite Title IX regulations to include biological men who identify as women, it is against this backdrop that Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith recently reintroduced a resolution to establish a woman's Bill of Rights. Now, if you think that this is not necessary, all right, I want to play another clip. I played the clip of Ketanji Brown Jackson earlier, but this is on the House side. Our good friend Congressman Dan Bishop, back in May of last year, was asking Yatasha Robinson, medical director of the Alabama Women's Center for Reproductive Alternatives, a question. Play clip number 8.
You say that you are a woman. Can you tell me, otherwise, can you tell me what a woman is?
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm a woman.
Is that as comprehensive a definition as you can give me?
That's as comprehensive as a definition as I will give you today.
The questioning went on, and she said, I identify as a woman, and we need to respect what people identify as. Well, words have meaning, okay? And it has repercussions. You know, it's fine for kids to play make-believe, but when adults begin to play make-believe, there's serious fallout. So in this resolution, it affirms the biological differences between men and women under federal law. What does this reveal? That such a resolution is even necessary. It tells me we're in a lot of trouble. Well, join me now to discuss this and more is Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith. She serves on 4 Senate committees, including the Senate Committee on Appropriations, and she was recently named chair of the Senate Pro-Life Caucus. She represents the state of Mississippi. Senator Hyde-Smith, welcome to Washington Watch.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a great opportunity.
Well, let me first congratulate you on being selected as chair of the Pro-Life Caucus there in the Senate, a very important caucus, and look forward to working with you on a number of these life issues that are going to be hopefully introduced in the Senate.
Absolutely. I'm pretty excited about it. You know, Steve Daines did a great job. It's big shoes to fill to come in behind him. And we're up to that. We're looking forward to that. You know, I am the senator from Mississippi, where the Dobbs decision came to the Supreme Court that overturned Roe versus Wade. So with that comes a lot of responsibility. And we understand that in Mississippi, and I understand that in my role as the pro-life chairman for the caucus here, and really look forward to some things getting done, playing defense and making sure we're watching every piece of legislation very carefully.
Well, speaking of legislation, let's talk about your resolution for a women's Bill of Rights. Tell us about this and why you believe it's necessary at this time.
Well, you know, when you have people referring to birthing people instead of a woman or a mother, and you know, the sex of an individual, male and female, the biological sex as they was born, it's just very important for a clear definition. When you're talking about athletics, when you're talking about prison, the terms woman and girl refer to human females, and the terms man and boy refer to males. It's so unbelievable that this is necessary, but it truly is. And that's what we want to set out to do. We want to make sure that there's no muddy water, there's no issue that's not clear, that if you're sentenced to prison, and what prison you're going to go to, but it's just the policies and laws that distinguish the sexes of biological birth.
Yeah, as I was making reference to earlier, it's one thing for kids to play make-believe. It doesn't really affect anybody. They can run around the backyard and act like, identify whatever they want to identify as. But as adults, when we start changing the definitions of words, it radically alters society. And there's so many aspects of federal law that are impacted by simply changing definitions. And when you have even a Supreme Court justice who cannot or will not define what a woman is, I mean, that has serious implications for how we do business in America.
Well, this is obviously to the purpose of complying with federal law, the state laws and local government this is what this is to address, that this is a clear definition that you use based on your federal government and those other two entities of the state and locals. And, it's pretty incredible that a lot of times they do just refuse to answer the question. But I'm glad we have this, and I have reintroduced it and will continue to work for its passage.
So, Senator, do you think you'll get any Democratic support for your resolution?
I would be very surprised. I would hope that I would, but I would be very surprised because, like you said, kids can pretend and adults are pretending here.
That's
And,
incredible.
I say all the time, you can pretend all day, but don't expect me to pretend with you.
Yeah. Amazing. Final question for you, Senator. I'm going to go back to the Pro-Life Caucus. What should we be looking for this year when it comes to protecting life in the Senate?
Well, obviously, things have changed since the Dobbs case and the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And we are, as I put it, having to play a lot of defense. We're having to carefully comb over every bill, looking through it through the lens of a pro-lifer and making sure that everything, the Hyde amendments are protected, that federal dollars aren't going to go for paying abortions or abortions. And, they're really desperately trying to maneuver, such as the VA hospitals performing abortions now because it's a federal clinic. And we're just going to have to, first of all, make sure that we're very careful with every piece of legislation, that all eyes are on it, that there's nothing in there that I could not support being a pro-life woman, nor the caucus could support.
Right.
So that's one of the things. Another thing that I want to accomplish is there's a lot of good legislation being passed throughout the states of helping mothers.
Right.
And because we care about the mothers, we care about these babies, and we think that it is our responsibility to enable these mothers to be successful in raising these children. I know Mississippi has some laws right now that they're looking at, but I want to share those good ideas, those good laws throughout the country between the states.
Yeah, I think it's a
and
great.
let everyone know that it's our responsibility
Right.
to step up
Great.
and help these mothers and help these children.
Great idea. Senator, we got to leave it there. Out of time, but thanks for joining us. Look forward to talking to you again soon.